Okay guys, today we'll be using the world's best rust remover, the Works. That's right guys, we're going to be using this stuff today to clean off some rust that's accumulated along the side of our house guys. We live in an area where the wells are heavily saturated with iron in the water, which leaves us with lots of rust on anything the water touches if it's not filtered. A couple of our spigots around the house are coming directly from the well, purposely. I did that purposely guys, so we wouldn't have to run out through our filtration system, but it's just for watering the grass or watering the plants and stuff outside, or just outside use. So I didn't want to run it through the filtration system, but whatever it touches, if it runs on it for a long time, it accumulates lots of rust. And the Works seems to be the best product to remove rust out of any products I've ever used throughout the years, and I've been using stuff forever, even in the automotive world. On a lot of things I do, the Works is out there in the garage with me. Here I'm showing just a few things I've removed rust on with the Works. I've used it on every single thing that I've touched that had rust on it. I had just recently did some outside chairs that accumulated a lot of rust throughout the years, and they came back like new. We're going to be cleaning out along the side of the house today. One of the spigots kind of been running without us knowing. It has a leak. I got to fix it. And it has accumulated lots of rust over there. We got the hose to it, so it's also spraying all throughout that area. And I'll show you guys that in a second, but we're going to see how amazing this stuff works along the side of our house. I've used it on siding, on the side of our pole barn. Of course, it's great on metal, but it's also great on siding as well. It doesn't stain or anything, and our house is covered in stucco, so I wasn't sure about that. So I tested it on a small spot before I used it, and it worked amazing. It's a fairly cheap product too, guys. Look at this. It costs next to nothing. Now Home Depot stocks it, so you can go to Home Depot and get some. It's next to nothing. Whenever I see it, I buy it out. So here's the side of the house, guys. This is just an image my wife sent me. It made a mess. So now we're going to see how quickly I can get it removed. Okay, guys. Pardon me for the air conditioning, but this is the spot I tested maybe a few weeks ago just to make sure everything was okay. And it actually looks better than the rest of the house, but we're going to make this look really nice. And watch how fast it works, guys. Look at this. I want to make this perfectly clear, guys. I want to note this. Whenever you're using this product, the surface you're using it on has to be completely dry. If it's any water on it, it will not work. Or if it's damp or wet, it will not work. You want to make sure it's completely dry, whether it's me using it along the side of this house, shower, with the exception of the toilet bowl, because that's what it was specifically designed for, the toilet bowl. With the exception of that, every other surface has to be completely dry, otherwise you won't get the best results. So I want to note that that's very, very, very important. And you guys will see the spot that the water has dripped along from the spigot. It won't come perfect until later on, until it's dried out. But the rest of it that's completely dry, it'll remove the rust pretty quickly from it. As you guys see, it's disappearing right before our eyes. Oh, and no, I'm not a sponsor, or they're not sponsoring this video. The real estate shirt I got on, I bought a house from them in 2014, and I didn't realize I had that shirt on as I was outside working. I did the video. I wanted to finish it up, so I'm not advertising that. But if you guys want to call them, feel free. But I'm not advertised. I'm not being sponsored by that. So just so happen to have on the shirt. So whenever you get through using the product, you want to rinse it off. Well, alongside this wall, rinse it off with the same water that's causing the rust, but it seems like it makes a chemical reaction with the product, so it won't rust. It looks really nice now. It looks amazing right now. So just rinse it off and you'll be all good. I use 2 bottles.
What is it?
And got a little bit more to go. So I'll let this dry out first. It works best when it's just dry, guys, but look at that compared to the old. It's a little wet. But I did this spot about 3 weeks ago, and it looked really nice. But look at that. So we're going to let this dry. And I think this didn't work really good on here because we got a little leak here. So water's dripping through here. This has to be completely dry for it to work perfect. So we'll get that little spot up. But yeah, in seconds. And I'll get that a little bit too. So I use another bottle to get out. Look at the window. So I'll get this up in a second, but just showing you guys how fast it was able to remove that rust from off our house.